Welcome to Access a Trader, the #1 community for those who are committed to taking control of their trading in order to achieve success, profitability, and longevity. Thank you for joining us. Here's Dan Shapiro to help you find your edge, master your process, and own your future.
Hey guys, good evening everybody. Welcome to another edition of the AccessATrader.com nightly update show. Hope everybody is doing well. Kindly guys, again, if you like what we do, like the content, all I ask is take a second. That's all it takes. Take a second, hit that like button, support your boy, and I will do my darnest to help you guys out on a day-to-day basis. Just a quick reminder, got a couple of days left for all you guys. I'm very, very humbled that came aboard, taking the 30-day kind of spin the wheels, kick the tires. We'll segue to Tesla in a second. We got a couple of days left. If you want to take advantage, again, 30 days, see if it's right for you. I promise it won't be a right fit for everybody just because of the nature of the mega cap space. But if it is something that you are interested in, the link is below, and hey, you might win the free year in the webinar, which is actually kind of cool as well. So let's talk about it, right? Let's talk about it today. Like I said on the weekend video, some markets you just don't need to overthink, right? I gave you guys a whole bunch of names watching for today. It worked out very, very well. The mega cap space worked out very, very aggressively. And I tweeted out at some point during the afternoon, I go, this is such a stupid market. And I didn't mean it in a bad way, right? It's so stupid that you literally could buy anything at any price that's breaking out above its channel, and it's probably going to continue. And, you can see it every single day, whether it's the Bitcoin stocks, whether it's just some, small cap stocks. Again, I'm going to give you an example. Look at this KULR, right? I had this thing over the weekend. We bought this thing at 80 cents on Friday. The damn thing, my last sales today was like 174, 175. Look, this is stupid. This is what I mean about it's a stupid market. And that really spills over into a lot of names. And there was a lot of really big moves today in the mega cap space. And they continue to be very, very aggressive. Again, we'll get to, we will get to the individual pivots in a second, but there's a lot to kind of unwrap today, right? Kind of with the Christmas setting. So let's start off with Tesla. So Tesla this morning got an upgrade. Stock absolutely exploded. And you'll notice after the close, and we're very, very close, at least at the close, to be right at 52-week highs. At the close, the stock got hit. Matter of fact, the stock right now is hit about down $4. Not the end of the world. I couldn't find any news. My boy Brad, big shout out to you, Winter, sent me exactly why the stock is down. There are two reasons. For some reason, at this juncture, it's right now about 10 to 5. The news is not really out there. Maybe it is out by the time I'm recording the video. I'm sure it is. But there's two things that are hitting Tesla after hours. Number one, a judge reaffirms earlier ruling voiding the 2018 compensation package. You guys remember the whole compensation thing? The guy was like, well, Elon was, about 6 months ago was like, well, if I don't get my compensation, well, I'll go, to AI and, I'll concentrate more on AI than Tesla. Remember how jittery shareholders were, and then they finally approved the compensation. Well, a judge kind of reaffirms early ruling voiding that compensation. So we'll see exactly what happened there. But the news where I think is going to be a little bit better perceived this evening, okay? So here's kind of, and thank you again for my boy Brad sending me this. I'm reading literally off the text message that he sent me. He goes, Tesla has decreased its lease price on the Cybertruck while being polarizing and having many critics. Tesla boasted having over 1 million reservations for Cybertrucks, which led the company to believe demand wouldn't be a problem. However, things didn't play out that way. And it's an extensive email text message that he sent me, but that's the problem, right? In fact, Tesla is estimated to have delivered between 40,000 and 50,000 Cybertrucks before exhausting its reservation backlog for over 1 million vehicles. basically speaking, you see this all the time. If you paid like 175, 200 for your Cybertruck, and you start seeing, you started seeing like a lot of, Cybertrucks in different lots and stuff like that, it's worth like $75,000 right now. So there's a huge, huge haircut off the hype on Tesla. But here's the good news, right? Here's the good news. The market is so strong right now, okay? And this is why nobody should be really freaking out on the Tesla news or none of that news overnight. The problem is this market for bears doesn't exist, right? It doesn't exist. It'll take down the stock one day, two down out of a channel. As you guys remember, we had this really nice pivot to the downside, but we're at a very, very aggressive take. Would it shock me tomorrow that the bulls completely buy this dip after hours and tomorrow we're having a conversation at last week's highs? Not at all, right? It wouldn't shock me at all because I don't think this news is so detrimental that it's warranted a sell-off after hours. Again, we'll see. Right now, the stock is down about $4. But again, let's see what happens tomorrow morning. Because I tell you, if they brush off this news, right? If they brush off kind of these pairing of news and they take out the stock, take out today's channels and confirm with last week's highs, all those 370, 375, and 380 calls that we started seeing from Friday today for the weeklies, they're gonna light up very, very aggressively. But that's, again, if you are wondering, that is the news coming out after the close. Everything else, market's super bullish. That's basically what it is. It's super bullish. We talked about Amazon over the weekend. Stock got an upgrade today. Beautiful push. We talked about how they were coming for the 210, 1250s, right? Well, it's traded to 13 today. We talked about Meta. Meta was definitely my big trade of the day today. Again, we'll get to the pivots in a second. Apple, we talked about over the weekend how this thing is very close to getting out of a range that started in July, right? Again, big move on that. You had a big move in Microsoft today, right? Microsoft, shunned off some weak news last week. Big move today. Only reason it stopped at the Bollinger Band. But what's very, very impressive today, and when you go through your watch list thing, you're going through your research, guys, look at the semiconductors, right? Look how close technically this semiconductors could explode. I want to show you two charts, right? Just take a mental snapshot. You see how the SMHs got rejected off this light blue line once and twice today, right? Take a mental snapshot really quickly of that. Look at Meta, right? Look at Meta. You see how Meta before today got rejected twice at the 50-day moving average and today finally reclaimed and exploded? Well, watch the SMHs for tomorrow, okay? Watch the SMHs for tomorrow. If they could reclaim the 50-day moving average, keep this in mind, the semiconductors represent the biggest weight, right? Them and the biotechs represent the biggest weight in the NASDAQ 100. If the SMHs can wake up, because if you guys remember, the semiconductors have been really, really cold in the last couple of weeks. But if the semiconductors can wake up, everything's going to light up. I'm talking about really, really aggressively. And the one thing that you have to look for going into tomorrow's session are semiconductors coming off the bottom, right? Well, most of them are going to be coming off the bottom because they've gotten kind of whacked in the last couple of weeks. Let me give you guys some ideas for tomorrow, right? Let me give you guys some ideas. Look at AMD. AMD saw today weeklies 145s, right? 145 weeklies. And if you look at the 34-day supply, that's at 145. You see where it stopped today, right? You see where it stopped today, and you see the high from 4 days ago? It's exactly the same area. If AMD tomorrow, again, that's a very big if, but if AMD tomorrow can reclaim back the 20-day moving average, it should wake up. Look at LRCX, right? Again, also coming off the bottom channel here. Again, same thing. Look at AMAT today, exploding, right? Exploding in off the bottom channel. Again, maybe this one doesn't have a lot of room left, but you kind of get the point. Look at Qualcomm, right? Look at Qualcomm. Qualcomm today stopped right at the 34 supply. If it reclaims the 34, and again, that's a very, very big if, but if Qualcomm represents a reclaiming back of supply, this thing could wake up as well. Look at ASML. ASML had earnings in the middle of the day, right? Look how close this thing is to busting out, guys. Look how close. Again, these are what I'm talking about. Bottom charts, because the semiconductors can wake up, everything will get pulled up, including semis, bios, software, whatever the case may be. But so it's super duper important for tomorrow that semiconductors wake up and confirm today's channels. And these are the names I love for tomorrow. Again, if they could confirm today's channels, folks, remember we talked about in the weekend update? Meta, they start coming for the 600 calls. Well, they came for the 600 calls today. Look how close we are taking out yearly highs on Meta. This thing looks absolutely phenomenal. Keep an eye on Meta for tomorrow as well. Let me give you guys some more names. Let me give you guys some more names. It's festival time, right? It's festival time. Look at DraftKings, right? DraftKings. I love DraftKings. By the way, I'm the worst on DraftKings. I think I have a 5% win rate on DFS on DraftKings, but I keep on still playing it. I'm addicted to it, right? So, right, look how close DraftKings is. Maybe it's a day or two away from busting out. Look at Macy's, right? Look at Macy's. It has nothing to do with technology. Macy's got above this whole channel here. It closed right on the 50-day SMA. If this thing could just get above and confirm the 50-day SMA, this Macy's is going to wake up. Look at Google. Right? Look at Google, guys. First close above the 20-day supply. If Google confirms tomorrow, you should have higher prices as well. And Mr. Softy, right? Mr. Softy. I had a great trade on Mr. Softy last week. It came back in, right? Some FTC investigation, blah, blah, blah. Nobody cares. It busted out of the channel here. This is the highest close in this whole formation. Microsoft just needs to confirm today's channel in the next couple of days, and this thing is going to wake up. So where we're set up, folks, we're set up here. Right now, the market is incredibly good. We're getting violent moves in all sectors. You know, we just showed you technology. We just showed you retail, for God's sake, Macy's. So it's super duper important just to really focus on stocks coming out of channels. You don't want to be in anything that's 10, 12, 15 days away from its breakout price. So, for example, MSTR, right? MSTR is everybody's darling. You know, there was massive call buying today. I saw 415 weeklies. I saw 430 weeklies, but they rejected the stock. And so you got to start looking at this, at last week's lows as a kind of a line in the sand. Because you guys remember, this thing got really, really hit on a couple of different channels last week. So again, you want to kind of stay away from names like this that had that big run, because if this thing loses, I'll even tell you the price, right? Watch MSTR tomorrow. If this thing starts building below 372, right, there's like 30 points in the trade. Just to give you an example. So you want to stay away from the really high leverage names already had their big moves. You want to stick to the names that are like a day or two away from attacking their top of the range or their yearly highs, and those are the highest probability bets you can have. So let's talk about today. NVIDIA gave a trade, 39.40 needs to confirm. Went up about $1, right? Went up about $1. It got rejected into the 10-day supply, but we knew that supply was there. That's the point. We knew it was there for cash flow. This was definitely the big trade of the day, at least for me. This was definitely the big trade of the day. 578.50 needs to build. Stock went all the way up to 594 and change. Again, folks, we are a stone throws away from getting this thing above yearly highs. Reddit never confirmed 145. Square had a massive move. The problem is it was impossible to get this thing. It started going pre-market, 91.60. It went like 93, like seconds after I posted it. It just ran up. Apple confirmed a huge channel. 238 needs to confirm. Here was Apple, right? We talked about this July channel for a couple of days. Went from 238, didn't even have a downtick, went to 241, still looks higher. Beautiful move on Apple. Tesla, I missed Tesla because I was trading. I missed Tesla twice today. The third time I got it in the afternoon. But Tesla, for experienced traders, we're looking for a bounce, 348.80s. Or the 353.20 area needs to confirm. The 353.20 put up a $6 candle right away at the open. Congratulations. I was already in Meta. So it's impossible to trade two beta names at the same time. But beautiful move on Tesla. I missed a $4 bounce by 20 cents the first time around. I missed a $6 bounce the second time around on Tesla by 15 cents. I finally caught like $1.50 bounce towards the afternoon to kind of close out my day, but pretty good move. Snow never confirmed. I still like that as well. And I believe that is it. So the market continues to be really, really strong. But guys, just again, I want to reiterate this point. Okay. And I need especially the new traders to really listen to me. The market is never as good or as bad as you think. Okay. When you think the market's too good, that's when they pull everything from you and you get absolutely obliterated and you give back 3 weeks worth of profits in 1 hour. Okay. So it's very, very important to treat every single day as its own personal story. Again, I've said this many, many times. Trading is as only good, taking a baseball analogy, as the next day's starting pitcher. So you could have Roger Clemens in its prime, right? Come out one day and throw a no-hitter with 12 strikeouts. And then you have the fifth starter come out the next day, last an inning in the third, give up 9 runs, and just get absolutely shelled. So every single day is this earned momentum or lack of a momentum. The easiest way to stay out of trouble is understand that and don't reach for the stars, right? Don't reach for the stars. Nice and calm. Trade because you're getting value, not because the market is open. God bless everybody. Hope everybody stays well. For all you guys who are coming aboard, I look forward to meeting you and working with you in the future. Guys, God bless everybody. Have a great night, and I will see you on the field tomorrow.